up, everybody, and welcome to NarcoCopMMA. This is Dana White's Contender Series, week number 6. I'm your host, Mike, along with my co-host, Brandon. Brandon, week number 6. We are back for another episode of Dana White's Contender Series. We have actually been fucking on fire on this show, to be honest. You, a couple of weeks ago, you called the exact punch that somebody was going to get knocked out with. And it was a short uppercut. Last week, we had a couple of dogs come through. Foro looked fantastic as a dog there, you know, a decent sized dog. And then you had Asplin there. You were so confident on Asplin. I didn't pull the trigger there, but yeah, I mean, Anthony, Northeast continues to impress in Dana White's Contender Series, dude. It's week after week with these guys.
Yeah, even last week was a good one too. I see some people talking about Foro. I think we both called that one, and not only that week, if that's the same week as Asplin, I called the punch with that one too. It was always that left hook, left hook, left hook. It's been fun so far, and even on the show, the Lambo Plays podcast, we called the punch last week, which was pretty cool too.
Yeah, it's been fun. I was definitely wrong on Blair last week.
We both, yeah.
Blair, I mean, Sanchez is the truth. Guess what we did? We faded the wrong fucking guy from demo. It was Felipe Franco. That was the actual fraud. My goodness.
Yeah, no kidding. And luckily, I got some nice live bets because they had when Vidal was on top of him, round 3, on top, already 1-1. They still hung that line at plus 170, so it was super nice to cash on that.
I mean, honestly, to lose to Vidal is. Honestly, it's criminal. Like, he's got to be the biggest fraud ever, this Franco guy.
Vidal off the couch also is another distinction.
Yeah, and now Vidal fights. He's fighting in week 10. I don't know if you heard.
Yeah, that should be good. We'll see how it goes. Well, another thing I want to talk about too, we had dinner last week. Thank you so much. It was a beautiful dinner.
Yeah. I
feel once like you have dinner with somebody, you're locked in for life. That's like, to me, it's my favorite thing in the world. I think that's how you bond. That's how you share. You break bread. That's the best. It was beautiful. So thank you so much.
Some good talks, man. It was fun. The food was good. The drinks were good. So yeah, we
showed up an hour late, still got a spot. That's how you know you got it.
Dude, I walked up to her and I'm like, "What's your name?" And I gave her my name. She's like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Oh shit, you guys told me on the phone you can only be late 15 minutes. We showed up an hour late and then we actually sat down pretty damn quick. So it was good." All right.
The food was delicious. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's start out here. Let me go over the chat real quick. Shout out my chat for sure. Dixon, what's up? Azure, always supporting. Elijah, what's up, my friend? Cameron, Narco and Olivas were spot on last week with the 4-0 breakdown. Going to be listening very closely this week. My man, Michael, back to the drum board. He says Michael's in the house. William Tyner, I haven't seen you in a while. Life is simple. Turn on the Narco stream. Cash tickets. Be blessed. Thank you. Appreciate you, my man. Meatball, appreciate those kind words. What's up, Piasso? What's up, William Robbins? MMA Tart says, yo, Brandon, big dog. Jewish Better, Asplin is goated. Yeah, he's definitely goated for what he did last week. Dan from Half the Battle, smash that like button.
Oh, I just wanted to say that too. I saw somebody say best DWCS show. Man, if you guys haven't seen Dan's show, holy shit. The amount of time and effort Dan's putting into that show, it is a phenomenal breakdown. You guys need to go check that one out too.
Dude, great show. And he puts highlights like he does. He puts in a lot of work there and definitely it's deserved. I mean, he's been getting a lot of views and stuff, which is all well-deserved because he does so much.
I'm okay taking second spot. We could be the second best DWS show. We need to give that title to the man who puts in the effort. I just woke up from a nap like 10 minutes ago, so the amount of effort's not the same.
Yeah, Dan is definitely deserving of it. Who else is in here? Dogfather, he says, you look so cute, Brandon. He loves you.
He didn't respond to me this morning, motherfucker.
Tim, when you're hot, you're hot. All right, let's start out here. First fight of the night. It is in the bantamweight division. It is the 10-1 Rafael Uchegbu versus the 8-0 Cody Chovancek. Current price, actually, it's moved Nah, it's actually, yeah, it has moved. Minus 150 currently on Uchegbu as people are betting Cody Chovancek, and now he's a plus 130 dog. Chovancek 27.58, 69-inch reach. Rafael is 5'10, 73-inch reach. Brandan, 10-1 versus 8-0. What do you like here?
I'm going to pass on this fight just for any kind of bet. I think this is kind of a tale of two. Chovancek, I've been betting for a long time in Unified and in the Canadian leagues. I like him, man. I think he's got a really good motor. His wrestling skill actually impresses me. Like, he can actually chain wrestle his ass off. His boxing is not the worst in the world. My issue is he kind of lacks defense, and I think he's going to have a lot of trouble getting inside the range of, how do I say this guy's name?
Uchegbu.
You're the funniest person to ever pronounce names because you say it correctly the first like 4 times, and then once you say it wrong, the rest of the fight is just that way. I die laughing. All right, Uchegbu. He's fine. He's like a nice striker. I think he's going to put a lot of shots on Cody. Cody has a bad habit of just he takes turns when he strikes. He's either all offense or he's covering, letting guys tee off on him. I think purely on optics, like look at Uchegbu, man. You like to look at him. He looks nice. When he strikes, he's very smooth. Where everything with Cody is like, it's like a big deal, like a big overhand, a big jab. Everything is big. But I will say, Cody reminds me of the guy who was the dude who fought Timmy Kawamba on Contender Series, that little Canadian guy. Kawamba hit him with a baseball bat in the first round, and he never stopped fighting.
Yeah, I totally forgot the dude's name.
Cody reminds me a lot of that guy. I think that Uchegbu is without a doubt has all the physical tools. He's faster, he's stronger, smoother striker. I think there's a lot of tools on his side here. It seems like Cody will try harder, and he's going to probably push Uchegbu up against the fence. He's going to go for takedowns. My biggest issue is he just he can't hold people down, and his submission game I don't think is enough to take Uchegbu out of there. So, it's Vogel. That's exactly right. He reminds me very similar. Not the most skilled in the world, but will fight super, super hard. So I think Uchegbu on talent, I'm going to pick him to win slightly. I think Cody's going to try a lot harder. I think this one's going to decision either way.
Yeah, it's funny because I literally verbatim said the same thing. I'm like, it may be slightly at plus 150 when it was plus 150. Like maybe slightly it's dog or pass here, but like Rafael's length, he's got an actually really, really good jab when he lets it go. And this guy, when you watch his tape, like coming up, he wasn't a really comfortable striker, and he's become really, really much better of late. He can obviously grapple. He's got pretty good back takes, honestly, from what I've seen. I think his back takes are pretty good. Cody, in the one fight against that kid, Jake, I forgot his last name, but he's actually a pretty good, like, jiu-jitsu kid, I guess.
Yeah.
He got his back taken there, but that kid doesn't, I mean, he's not a really good wrestler. That was and the physicality, honestly, from that kid is shit. So Rafael is a grown man. He's 30. He's got more physicality. I feel like he's faced the better opposition, even in his loss to Ruiz. Ruiz kind of used grappling in that fight. He did hurt Rafael in that fight. But man, Rafael came on late in that fight, big time, but he was already down 2-0. Round 3, he really tried to go for it, but it was a little bit too late. Yeah, I mean, you kind of broke down everything. Cody is decently well-rounded. I think he comes from a kickboxing background. He has kickboxing fights. I think he has a good left hook, honestly, with some decent power. But these Canadian guys, man, level of opposition, like even the guy Gage Gill that's undefeated, that guy's been crushing cans, man. Like, he's not very good, and he couldn't stuff a takedown if his life depended on it. So it's like one guy's from the UK. He's been fighting for a long time. He's actually really well-rounded. Cody, like you said, he kind of goes and then he stops, and then he shells up a lot too, which I don't like whatsoever. Like, and the other red flag with Cody was, dude,
his gym.
Tell me you watched that Sean Johnson fight. Oh my God.
I'm not. No. I'm not going to do that with you on this show. We're not having. Not on Sean Johnson. Again. Not on Sean Johnson.
Of the show. Sean Johnson.
Don't you talk bad about Brutal Noodle. That's my guy.
Sean Johnson, 4-14, been finished in 9 of his 14 losses, and somehow was throwing back against Cody.
Is he 4-14 now?
Yeah, bro.
My oh my, how they've fallen. The mighty have fallen.
How the mighty have fallen from the. He's
God.
He's actually an APFC goat.
He's good. You guys aren't gonna like to hear this from me, but he is good. I'm telling you, this is the only show in America that's gonna get some Sean Johnson Brutal Noodle airtime for more than 10 seconds.
Oh,
that's my guy.
Anyways,
him, Kyle Pochniak, all up there.
Yeah, I kind of lean Irene Raphael here. I think he's faced a little bit better opposition. The longer guy, he's got great cardio. Both guys have good cardio, so I think that kind of cancels out 3-round fight. But yeah, if I had to choose something, I think fight goes, man. Honestly, I think fight goes to decision. Maybe slightly Raphael finding a sub, but I don't know. I might be looking at that if it's a huge number.
I really don't think that. I don't think that Raphael is going to sub him. I think if anything, he's going to tag him on the feet. I think he can hurt him with a knockout. But Cody's pretty well versed. I think his jiu-jitsu is nice. All
right, let's move on. Fight number 2. It is in the middleweight division. It is the 8-1 Hwang versus the 6-1 Paddy McCory. 27 years old, 6'3", 74-inch reach against the 31-year-old, 5'11", 76.5-inch reach. Who's Hwang has a pretty damn long reach. Currently, the price it's gone up. Also here, it's minus 235. The comeback is plus 200. I will kick this one off. I can tell you from watching tape, honestly, Hwang looks like an absolute fraud. I'm sorry. Does he have good calf kicks? Yes. Does he have a decent right hand? Yes. But that's about it, dude. Like this guy turning away from terrible opponents, running face first 4 seconds into the fight, running right into a punch and getting knocked out 4 seconds in. I mean, this guy is just not very good. And, his opponent, Paddy, he was on tough. He looked good in the one fight where, he finished, but in the other fight against Valentin, Valentin is honestly like not a terrible fighter. I mean, he's not the best, but I do think that Valentin against the right opponents can get UFC wins, honestly. And, he won that fight against Hume. He got punched early, got taken down, and then, he found the guillotine. He reversed and found the guillotine against Hume. The one fight that is a little bit of a red flag, obviously, it's the Kadi fight. I don't think that guy is bad, actually. Samir Kadi. He was winning every freaking second and minute of that fight with grappling and stuff. And then somehow, some way, Paddy found the guillotine at the end of that fight. The thing is, like, Hwang is so fucking bad. He can't grapple. I haven't seen him grapple at all. He can get taken down. The only thing with McCory is he is a little bit wild sometimes in the pocket, like against Valentin. He tagged Valentin, actually, and hurt him. But he gets a little wild in there, and I don't want him to get wild against this guy because Hwang does have a good straight right hand. I just think this guy Hwang sucks, bro. I like McCory here quite a bit. I think line's probably short. They're bringing this guy. Listen, this guy Hwang, by the way, was supposed to fight the former guy that fought on Contender Series, Will Curry. Will Curry had visa issues. He was absolutely going to take this guy down and probably go to town on him. Now they gave him another guy, Paddy McCory, who was on tough. And I just think this is an easy fight for McCory. He's got the better hands. He's way faster. He also has a very good kicking game. But honestly, the least path of resistance here, I've seen McCory grapple before. Just take him down and do whatever you want with this guy on the ground. He looks terrible. What do you got here, Brandon?
Whatever I want.
Yeah, what do you want?
I was watching this guy. Now, first of all, I do have to say this. He's Korean Zombie's guy, so I have a little bias in this fight, Me and Zombie, we're both Santino black belts. I have a little bit of bias here. However, what I was hoping when I watched the tape, right, and he comes out like this. And that's his entire defense is just 2 hands up. Hopefully he doesn't split my guard against a guy that's like really tiny. He does the chin up thing, which I always think looks super cool until it doesn't. No head movement, no footwork, no defense. I thought it was gonna be cool. If you guys can look or remember in the chat, who's the cool Asian that one punch Jekka? That's who I thought he was gonna look like, because he kind of does the same thing, chin up in the air, but his hands are crisp. I thought that's what Hwang was going to do, but he just eats shots. He doesn't move, takes a lot of damage. I don't think there's much to say here. Patty McCrory actually moves. One thing he doesn't deal well with, though, is pressure. That's the only thing I want to talk about, is because in the Ty Palmer fight, yes, he knocked him out in 46 seconds. I get it. But Ty was actually having a lot of success early, kind of walking him down. That is Hwang's style. The one thing I do like about him is that when he does pressure, he puts just in range to make you pretty uncomfortable, and it forces a lot of decisions. So a guy like Patty McCrory could get a little reckless if he does feel uncomfortable. And sometimes I do worry that he is so tall, he does get a little bit anxious in the pocket. He gets a little anxious to go all the time. And that is the one thing about Hwang, is he does stay very calm. I think at the end of the day, a lot of this card and kind of the theme about this card is the people with the physical gifts are going to win, no matter how well they fight, the other guy fights. I like Patty McCrory to win here, probably by knockout. He's too sharp, too technical, too slick, at least for the guy who's chin up, hands in the air. That being said, McCrory's day is coming too. His day is coming too.
Yeah,
he's lucky he got a good one.
I honestly don't think he's very good. I don't think his striking is very good. I don't think anything he does is very good. And dude, his takedown defense is horrific. He gets taken down by, go back and watch that loss. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, but takedowns are so gay. This is the new meta. We're not doing that on DWCS.
James Webb absolutely mopped that mat with him, man. Like, it was hilarious. But yeah, this Insu Yang guy is getting hurt against bums, bro. Like, he's literally getting wobbled and hurt against bums. It's
at least he looks sick.
Yeah, he's all tatted up. You know what's funny? By the way, Brandon, I had to put this in ChatGPT because I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I watched like almost every one of his fights early on, all the way up until his last 2. And he wears one of those rash guards in every freaking fight. MMA fight.
Are these gang tattoos or something?
That's what I swear to God, first thing out of my mind, because he's all tatted up, I'm like, okay, he must have some kind of tattoo on there that these promotions want to hide it. They don't want people to see it. But then his last 2 fights, he doesn't have a rash guard on. So I don't know what the hell is going on. Why I'm
gonna do some digging. Let me ask around about that. Maybe we can talk to Zombie and figure out what's the deal.
Because listen, it's not like the guy is a jiu-jitsu ace, so I don't think it was because of that. So I don't know what was going on.
Although I will say, how long has it been since he's fought?
No, recently, March of this year.
All I'll say is that the Zombie camp, like, they do a lot of grappling. They say that, okay, who's the other freaking? Everyone's helping me out with all my Koreans. Who's the little Korean that went to a draw with Kyle Nelson? Who's that one?
With who?
Kyle Nelson.
Come on, don't compare these 2 guys. For Christ's
I'm just saying, no. From word in the camp, it's that Korean Zombies grappling is amazing. We've all seen that. They said that dude, his jiu-jitsu is second to none. Like, he's like the best dude in Korea. That's what they say.
Yeah, well, that guy's been on an incredible tear lately. That's the guy that went on a military leave.
Nah, you guys are wrong. It's Duho Choi. It's not Su Wong. People are just being racist in these comments right now. People are just making shit up.
No, it's Duho
Look
Choi.
At Michael. Michael goes, Jew saying you. That's so fucking racist.
Oh, wow. Michael, shame on you.
Shame on you,
Michael. But no, in all seriousness, like, is this guy even part of? I was looking at his camp, and he wasn't trained with Korean Tiger. With that team. Are you sure he's there?
I'm pretty sure I just saw Zombie was like in Vegas with him.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, a lot of these guys in South Korea, that's the main gym, but
someone said Hwang is a judoka. You're going to be feeling real silly when he drops Patty McCrory on his dumb Irish head.
Yeah, stop it. You're all over McCrory. All right. Let's move on. Fight number 3. It is in the lightweight division. It is the 10-0 Tommy Gantt versus the 6-0 Adam Livingston. Tommy Gantt, 32 years old, 6 foot, 70-inch reach versus the 6'2", 24-year-old, 73-inch reach, Adam Livingston. Brandon, minus 145. This line has been coming down. And the plus 125 comeback on Adam Livingston. What do you have here?
Ooh, I'm so happy I get to go first on this one. This is my favorite fight on the card. I think this is going to be one of the best values all year. Let's break it down. We got Tommy Gantt. Tommy Gantt. Sorry, I got my little dual screen action here. He's 10-0, very high level wrestler. I actually want to tell a little story. There was a few years ago, I caught a guy who was pretty much the same accolades, same level wrestler as Tommy Gantt. Maybe not as quite as much, but he was a senior level wrestler. He had beaten who's the little guy from AKA Deron Win. And I rate that in wrestling. I think that's a good win in wrestling. Deron can wrestle his ass off. Very, very good one. And I remember I'm seeing this big number on him. It's like plus 425. And I go, oh, like done, no problem. And it's Austin Trotman, ends up getting knocked out, KO1 by Joe Pyfer, just the shit kicked out of him. And at that point is when I realized it doesn't matter how many senior level accolades you have, how long you've been wrestling. He couldn't get Pyfer down. Like Pyfer just kind of like laughed at his grappling. And I'm looking at Tommy Gantt, and Tommy Gantt seems like if he wasn't 32, if this kid just graduated, he was, 24, 25, and you put him in MMA, this guy's going to be a freak athlete. He's going to be unbelievable. Right now, the way that I'm looking at this is he's fought, 7-10, 2-4. A lot of these guys I recognize from bare knuckle. Skylar Mahler is one of the worst to ever do it. Kyle Wright's a bare knuckle guy, like 2-4. Like all these guys are awful. Now, the last one that we need to point to, and this is honestly the most important one, is his last fight, Devin Paulson. I was looking at Devin Paulson's record. He's a little bit chunky to begin with. He can clearly make a lower weight class, so I don't really want to use the size as a big deal. But this is a complete joke fight. Actually, a funny sidebar. A few years ago, Santino was actually big into filmmaking, and one of the projects he was going to do was called Bottom Feeders, and basically it was all the guys who were the worst possible guys in MMA. And everyone knows the legends, Jay Ellis. Everyone goes crazy for them, but a lot of people don't know. Like it's not too far from here. What is it? Gladiator Challenge. The legends of Gladiator Challenge who hold records of like 2-80. If you guys ever want for fun, go look at Miguelito Marty. He's on Cejudo's record. He's got like 3 wins and 100 losses or something crazy like that, right? And I'm watching this Paulson fight Tommy Gantt. This dude's in like crazy loose shorts and he's hopping around. This is like a ridiculous fixed fight. It was crazy. And for the dude who's coming in to get a clean win, to get dropped like he did by Paulson, who's not even taking this seriously, can't throw a punch to save his life. And that wasn't even the worst part for me. The worst part for me is Gantt can't wrestle a lick alongside the cage. I'm sure, you put wrestling shoes on him, he'll out-wrestle anybody on the planet. He's that good. You put him in a boxing ring, I'm sure he's a phenomenal boxer. He's got instincts. He's got good hands. But this whole MMA game of tying it all together, he's having a big issue with. He doesn't move his head. He eats a lot of shots on the chin. He shoots bad entries from really far away. Once he does get to the cage, watch every can that he's fought. A simple underhook. One of the most alarming things, too, was actually this last fight with another can, Anthony Benavidez, who, how old is he? Maybe 50? He's listed at 30, but he's a Connecticut 30. He's at least like 45. Drinking, smoking, and they go, yeah, Tommy Gantt's pretty hard to take down. He jacks up an underhook and throws Tommy on his ass. This is an accomplished wrestler fighting a complete can. I couldn't believe it. I'm going Adam Livingston. I think that kid he's come up a long way. His last fight against Hugo was a much tougher fight against a guy who's had full, complete MMA experience. He throws a little hate in his heart. He puts combinations together. He moves his head. I think this kid is a really good prospect. I liked him even at the time before Contender Series. I think he's a complete mixed martial artist, and I don't think Tommy Gantt he hasn't had enough time actually getting beat, losing to guys, facing adversity in there. His chin is not good. He doesn't move his head. He doesn't have a lot of footwork. He's just fast, and once he gets on top, that's great, and he could dominate. But I think getting it there is going to be a big issue for him when cans are jacking up underhooks on him. And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree with a lot of what you said, to be honest. Like, I get the Paulson fight for sure. It's a bad look, But man, that fight was fucking so weird to me watching. Like everything about that fight, even the way Tommy Gantt was fighting was nothing like any of the other fights I've watched him fight. He was very like reluctant, sitting on the outside, letting this guy just skirt. It was very, very awkward for one. Two, he fights at one. He takes his fight at 185. He comes weighing in at 175. And I get that Livingston, or I'm sorry, that Paulson is smaller than an 85er. He's probably a 70-pound guy. But like this guy came in at 75, fighting a guy that came in at 84. There was like the weirdest pause in that fight because fucking Paulson apparently didn't put in a mouthpiece the whole time. I don't know if you knew that.
I thought he dropped it in the middle of the round. I didn't know what's going on.
That's why from the very beginning he's looking around like, hey, my mouthpiece, I don't have shit. He came in with no mouthpiece and was fighting with no fucking mouthpiece that fight. And it was just extremely awkward. And Gantt's like looking at him and Paulson's like looking like away from the fucking opponent. It was so weird. And for whatever reason, Gantt is not pressuring him when he's looking away. Like this guy's literally looking away. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on in this fight? Then he decides to pressure him and he eats that left hand and gets dropped on his ass.
I've never seen someone get knocked out in a fixed fight. That's crazy to me.
And then the crazy part is, the worst part is Paulson doesn't do anything. He drops him to like, okay. He doesn't even do anything. He lets Gantt get right back up, pressure him, and then take him down. And then eventually he finished him on the mat. The thing is, when I look at all of his other fights, and yes, he hasn't fought good guys. I agree with you there that, you know, he looks fucking mean on the ground, bro. Like his ground and pound is nasty. I mean, nasty fucking elbows. I don't care who he's facing. He is trying to kill guys on top, man. He's got really, really good ground and pound, in my opinion. And I love his rinse and repeat takedowns, man. The guy has elite cardio, elite fucking cardio. He can wrestle for 5 rounds, no problem, and keep on pressuring, rinse and repeat takedowns. And I like I said, I think his ground and pound is really, really good, man. He's not one of those wrestlers that's crotch sniffing. He is taking you down and beating you up on top. Bad. And listen, all of these guys he fought were at 170. Every single guy was, yeah, there were some bums at whatever, but he shouldn't be fighting at 70. This guy's he walks around. He said in an interview, he goes, my walking weight is 172. He should not be fighting at 70. And you could see.
So Narco, then here's my question. He's cutting for the first time in his fighting career down to 155. That's okay. He might be light for what he was fighting.
He looked great.
I know he looked great, but that has nothing to do with anything. I always look great. And I've had weight cuts where I reloaded properly, and I've had weight cuts where I reloaded like shit. And if you don't do it, and your main thing is all wrestling, and you're fighting the first real guy of your entire life, not a single one of those other guys, they could have weighed 200 pounds. He was going to kill them either way. Those were complete cans. Your gas tank is going to get tested for the very first time off that massive weight cut in MMA. I get he's done it for years in wrestling. MMA and wrestling are two completely different things. It's triple the amount of time. Someone's punching you in the face. And the other thing, too, is he's never had someone throw punches back at him outside of Paulson, who almost killed him. And even in his other fights, he still gets hit a lot. He doesn't ever move his head.
I agree with you, but Adam Livingston is a good striker. I agree with you, but there's a lot of red flags with him. I mean, you watch that Mahoney guy. That guy's fucking god awful, man. How does he go 3 rounds? And it's literally, he's basically like sparring this guy. I don't even understand what happened in that fight. It's like 3 rounds of him doing absolutely nothing. Versus this can. And then you watched a guy, that Hickson ball guy, that's 3-5, and how he got him down fairly fucking easily 2 times. It's a red flag for me. Like now you're telling me that Hickson ball is a better wrestler than Gantt is? There's no chance.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so that's my issues with Livingston looks the part like on the feet. He's a good striker, he's big, but he's also honestly hasn't faced really anybody. I mean, this Hugo guy.
Hugo would beat Grant tomorrow. No chance.
No chance. Come on.
He was competitive with Richie Miranda. Like these are two different. Gant's never fought somebody with a pulse, and Livingston's at least fighting real guys in LFA, like actual with a pulse, who are competing with people with winning records. It's completely different.
Yeah, you know that Hugo took that fight like on a day or two notice, right?
And he got smashed in the same style that Gant's going to try to do to him.
Yeah, but the thing is, I disagree with you, because I do think Gantt can get this guy down and rinse and repeat on him. And listen, we don't fucking know what Livingston's cardio is going to look like in a fucking fight where he's got to defend takedowns and get taken down. I mean, we don't know his cardio.
I'm telling you, this kid's cardio is good. Look at how calm he is. Look how relaxed he is. Everything is like he's just shadow boxing.
Relax against guys that are standing with him.
This is a ridiculous argument, because Gantt is tense against cans. Gantt is nervous to be in there.
I'm just telling you, it's not as easy as you're making it look. I really don't believe that. I mean,
I think Livingston got a way bigger dick than Gantt. We're gonna find out tomorrow.
I'm passing on this fight strictly because of that pulse and look. I didn't like also the interview part. I explained to you. He's getting at Tommy Gantt. The interviewer says, "Hey, Tommy, last fight, you had some adversity, blah, blah, blah. What happened?" He's like, "Oh, no, I just, I stood a little bit with the guy. He's a good, tough, even though his record is bad, he's a good boxer. He has a boxing background."
About all my losses ever.
and then basically I took him down and smashed him. I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean you just took him down? How about the part where you got hurt? How about the part where you got knocked down? Like, you forgot those parts? Like, those were like gone. So yeah, man, I decided I initially had Gantt line shot up then. And I cashed out. I didn't like that look at all. I didn't like the fucking interview what he said. Like, he was acting like the fight never even happened, like the knockdown and stuff.
Yeah, like, he should have. These wrestlers do not like to get hit. I'm telling you, the second Livingston.
Sure, yeah. I'm sure he doesn't.
All I'm going to say, this will be my last thing. Justin Montalvo walked so that Adam Livingston could run. That's all I got.
Boy, Justin Montalvo. All right. We disagree on this one. I don't have a bet. You have a bet?
I'm going to hit that 2-3 knockout. Livingston is going to put him in a coffin. I'm telling you.
All right. When
he gets grapple fucked and we come back next week, please don't talk to me about it.
Oh, you're going to get melted.
I know.
One of us is going to get melted next week.
Hey, so people like us to be definite and really pick a side and plant our flag. And then when it's wrong, oh boy.
Yeah, no. The thing is, listen, we're out here giving our plays, giving our takes. Some people, those people that come in and bash you, are the ones that they'll never give their takes. They will hide behind and then they'll cherry pick, Monday morning quarterback. Oh, I told you this guy. Well, you told me after the fact. I know you're very good at picking.
Just look at the pictures you put up. Tell me what. Look. One is cock shame. Gantt's cock shame. Even the graphics are covering it. Livingston's letting that thing hang. Look at him.
Maybe I screwed up with these graphics. I should have changed it. I should have put a worse picture for Livingston.
I know you always choose the winners of the nice picture. Look at last week with Luna. I told you.
Maybe we should go back to the pictures and bet with the pictures. All right. Next fight. It is in the light heavyweight division. It is the 5-0 Iwo Baraniewski versus the 4-0 Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, 31, 6'3", 75-inch reach against a 26-year-old, 6 foot, 74-inch reach. Iwo. This one I will break down first. I like a lot of what I saw from Ali, man. Like, the guy is obviously improving his striking. This guy is a world, class level jiu-jitsu dude. He's got his belt, I think, from Lloyd Irvin. He's been training there for a while. Bro, but he's a mean fucking guy, dude. Like, axe kicks. Did you see this guy's axe kicks and head kicks? And like, he has all the arsenal, flying, jumping knees, good cardio. If you watched a Gooden fight, there was highlights of it, and basically it was all striking. There was no grappling. He dropped Gooden in one of his highlights. He hit him with a beautiful spinning elbow with one of the highlights. I mean, he put it on Gooden. Listen, Gooden is not a 205er. That's the one thing I will say. He's small for division. He took that fight on short notice. But one thing Gooden is, he's tough as fucking hell. Like, he's very hard to kill. And, he's a pretty good striker himself. He's got power. And Ali didn't even decide to fucking grapple. He's like, fuck this. I'm going to show off my striking. He's in love with the striking lately. And he looks damn good doing it, man. And this guy is, the funny part, Brandon, is he's one of the only athletes in high-level athletes in jiu-jitsu that has admitted to using PEDs. He said, yes, I have the article. It's hilarious. He admitted to using them.
Did he get suspended from IBJJF or something for it? Is that why he had to say?
He did not. He did not get suspended, which is the weird thing. It's when he left the sport. He had left grappling. He was no longer going to do it. He transitioned to MMA. And he said, yes, once upon a time when I was grappling, I did PED.
He's so full of shit. Once upon a time. He's so full of shit. Oh my God.
He doesn't look like, listen, he doesn't look like he's on him now. He's
oh, please. Oh, please.
By the way, I want to point out one thing about Ali. This guy was 246 pounds in his fight prior to the last one against Gooden. 246. And he looked chiseled like a rock. I'm like, how does this guy cutting down to 205? What the fuck is he doing to cut down to 205? Like, and to go 3 rounds against Gooden, dude, in a high-paced fight, it looked like, jumping knees, spinning elbows. It's testament. He's got good cardio. He must have really good cardio. And most of these jiu-jitsu guys, we're used to them not being very good at striking or being very scared of striking, crotch sniffing, terrible wrestling. His opponent is the guy that wants to get the fight to the ground. That's the funny thing is like this Iwu guy, all he does is grapple. He has got a good right hand. He's got an actually decent right hand. But his whole thing is get the fight on the ground, get on top, and smash you. And most of the time, he's doing that to all of his opponents for the most part. He's never been out of round 1 in his pro career, which is a red flag. He's got an extensive amateur career, but honestly, he's faced a bunch of cans in the amateurs. I literally went back and looked at all these guys' records. They're all bad. So, I love Ali here. I think he's going to smash. I mean, what's this guy going to do? Take down Ali? What's on the feet? He's completely screwed. I love Ali here. I think it's Ali KO most likely. Yeah. I mean, Baraniewski, maybe a different matchup. He would do well. This is a terrible matchup for him. I think he's going to get smoked. And I think UFC loves this guy, Ali, and we're going to see him. I think he's going to be a problem, honestly, at light heavyweight. I just want to see one thing from him that I don't know. Takedown defense.
Him on his back.
Oh. Yes, takedown defense and what he does off his back. But
yeah, because the fucking black belts, man, they piss me off. I hate an arrogant black belt, and most of the black belts are arrogant. They want to show you how much they know off their back instead of just standing up and doing the right thing. Sorry, are you finished? Do you have anything else to add?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, that's it. That's the only thing. That's the only take I could say, like, bad thing that it's not even bad. I just don't know what he's going to look like off his back. That's it.
Is he still with Lloyd Irvin?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to tell you guys, if he's still with Lloyd Irvin, this line is short by probably like half. It should be like Ali, like -4, -500. I'm just going to tell you guys that. If you guys have some free time today, one of the most entertaining things I ever watched, and this was before jiu-jitsu was a huge thing. So Lloyd Irvin he used to have Keenan Cornelius at his camp. And basically what he does, I think James Vick went there, JT Torres, Keenan Cornelius. There's been a lot of really notable people over the years. But basically what they did was they created a competition called the BJJ Kumite for Keenan Cornelius. And they had guys flying from all over the world, very, very notable people too. AJ Agazarm, Victor Silviero. There's so many good guys. And they just competed and had everyone go, no time limits, to see if anyone could beat Keenan. And nobody did. But what was really, really cool about that is you got to watch basically Team Lloyd Irvin, the mentality, the training. These guys are up at 4 a.m. doing their conditioning. Oh, and Sadiq, I think, was on it too. And he was a white belt at the time, like baby Sadiq. It was super cool. Basically, Lloyd Irvin's whole thing is like, you guys are an android. So if I tell you to do something, you're going to do it. So you can always expect that these guys come in super prepared, great game planning. Say what you want about Lloyd Irvin. The guy's a genius in the sport. He's a mastermind. He's taken a lot of people who had nothing and created world champions and superstars out of them. Muhammad Ali, he was great in jiu-jitsu as it was. And now you're talking about a matchup with a guy who's basically does all the exact same things as Ali, but is smaller and not as strong and not as good anywhere. This line doesn't really make sense to me. You have a guy who's a notable figure, like could be signed straight to the UFC based on merit alone. And then you look at his striking and he's fucking nasty. He's not like a Rodolfo Vieira when he first started. Like this guy is actually, I couldn't believe my eyes because I never want to think a jiu-jitsu guy is actually good. He already beat a UFC guy. And Gooden's got a great chin. He's got, pretty good cardio. Like that's not a small win to me. I think this line is way short. I think he's going to finish Iwo. Being at Lloyd Irvin, that's a huge boost. I love Muhammad Ali here.
Yeah, minus 205 right now on FanDuel.
Oh, I forgot Gary Tonin was in that Kumite too. I forgot. Thanks, Brown Belt Dave. That was the coolest fucking show to watch in the world.
Yeah. I mean, this guy, honestly, he could be a big problem for light heavyweight if he has like good takedown defense or a get up game, or he's like dangerous. I'm sure he's dangerous off his back, but like his striking is fucking nice, man. Like
I'm going to be honest. If he went to heavyweight like Jelton did, he would do so much better too. Because then he doesn't have to deal with the speed of guys.
Yeah, but the only issue at heavyweight is like if he's not going to grapple and implement like good grappling like Jalton does and standing, he's a little bit too wild for me on the feet. Like he's going to, like, you can't just be reckless like that at heavyweight. You're going to get clipped, and those guys hit a lot harder. So that's a little bit of a problem. Like
I think when he gets to that high level, he's going to show off his grappling. I don't think he has a choice but to.
All right. Last one. It is in the bantamweight division. It is a really good matchup here. It is the 13-1 Hetcher Sosa versus the 9-0 Maxim Lee. 30-year-old, 5'8", 68-inch reach, and Hetcher Sosa versus the 6-1, 75-inch reach at bantamweight. This guy is an absolute freak. 6'1", 75-inch reach, bantamweight. Brandon, the Wushu Sanda kid. This guy did Wushu Sanda his entire life early on. But go ahead, Brandon. This one's yours. It's a good matchup.
This is actually a really good matchup. And I would say this is the other matchup I was talking about. If it was outside of the physicals, sorry, my God, I would be on Sosa big time. There's a lot of things I don't really like about Lee's game. It's all the spin kick. He doesn't have like a solid game, like just a clean jab and set things up. Like everything is nothing until there's something. And now when there's something, he's insane and he's brutal. Sosa, I think, weirdly, is a way better MMA fighter. He's more complete, really good sprawl. He's so fast, nice check hook. He makes reads well. My issue with Sosa, and I think this is going to be the biggest thing in this fight, is when he's got the same bad habit that I do, which is why I recognize it, is when he wants to go, chin comes up, he rushes right in the pocket with his hands down, and he just starts swinging. And the issue with Maxim Lee is he is a sniper with his hands. I wish he would never kick outside of his calf kick. His calf kick is brutal. The spin kick is shit. I hate it because he's going to get exactly what happened in his fight is people are just going to grab his waist and he's going to go down and he's going to spend time on his back because of that. But his calf kick is nasty. His liver shot, holy shit, is that nasty. When he does get his hands going, he's going to hurt Sosa. Sosa might have some early success, but the way he comes in with his chin up. And then the last thing is I thought the grappling might be a play here. Maxim's kind of like a cat. Like when you try to take him down, he does go down, but his hips always just fling to the top, and he does a pretty good job of standing back up. There's a lot of technicalities that are issues with Maxim in the jiu-jitsu wise. Like, for example, the one time the guy was on his back and he reaches back to grab the head. There was a couple bad things he did with the leg locks in his last fight. So somebody will expose him someday. It's going to be through a grappling base for sure. Like he's going to end up on his back, and I don't think he's going to have a lot of ways to get back out. But standing, that guy is super nasty. If the line's at 2.5, I don't see it going. Is it 1.5 or 2.5?
It's 1.5. It's 1.5. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Honestly, I would probably still take the under. I would lean to the under in this fight. Sosa, especially with his dad passing, all that stuff, he's going to bring the fight. I think everyone's going to come to show out, and one of those chins is going. I actually feel a little bit better with fight doesn't go than I would, or, like than under, than I do with Maxim. But I'm going to pick Maxim to win based on Sosa's chin and running straight in, and maybe even fighting emotional now with that. But I think this is a fairly competitive fight until it's not.
Yeah, man. I have a lot of info on this fight. I dug so deep on this fight because I was trying to look for a side. I was trying to get a bet in on one or the other, to be honest. I'm like, let me just dig deep. You know, I know Maxon Lee from LFA. I tried to fade him, I believe the first time against Soros, where Soros was like a slight favorite or a little bit like a moderate favorite. And Maxon Lee ended up finishing him in that fight. And the reason was because I was watching, you know, these regional tape of Maxon Lee, and he didn't really look, he looked kind of sloppy, you know, one of those tall guys that's sloppy and doing weird shit like spin. He was doing the spinning shit, by the way, way in the beginning in 2018. Now, here's the thing. You'll see a 4-year layoff for Maxon Lee between 2019 all the way to 2023 at a young age, you know, because the guy is only 26. And I'm like, why did this guy have such a long layoff? And that's where I started digging deep into articles and shit like that. And apparently this guy had like a terrible, terrible knee injury that basically he's like, I was almost quitting MMA because the knee injury was that bad. He couldn't recover from it for whatever reason. It didn't say about surgeries. It didn't say anything about that, but apparently he had a really bad knee injury. He comes back. And his dad, by the way, this guy started at 8 years old. He started at 8 years old because his dad owned the gym. All right. And that was his only thing. He would always go to the gym with his dad. He wouldn't even go to school, bro. And he would go to the gym with his dad. And he started training at 8 years old. Started doing Wushu Sanda. That was his background. He did Wushu Sanda for a while. And then he transitioned to like jujitsu and all this other stuff. He had a hard life, man. This guy, apparently him and his dad lived in the gym, bro. Like they lived in their own gym. They didn't have a lot of money. His dad passes away and he said he was going to quit MMA because his dad was his whole like thing with MMA, his role model, his gym and everything. And then his uncle, I guess, took over his career and started giving him money and trying to get him along. That Soros fight, like it's a pretty good look, man. The Soros is not a bad fighter. He has heavy power. He's a good regional guy, like for LFA, and I didn't think he was gonna beat that guy, and he showed out. Like even his dangerous long ass arms, you know, got that Dars and put. Soros was acting like everything was okay, and then all of a sudden he's asleep. He's like, I'm good, and then he's
that
asleep.
Knockdown right before that was pretty significant.
Yeah,
I mean he's so nasty.
Uppercut. Beautiful uppercut. Beautiful timing on that uppercut. Look how long he is, bro. And then that last Felipe Zaccarone guy, like, he just basically whipped that guy's ass, honestly. A lot of calf kicks, destroyed his legs.
His calf kicks are some of the nastiest that I've seen in some time.
Brandon, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, because there used to be a guy in the gym that was really long. Like, he was like 6'5", but he was a skinny rail, right? And that guy had the worst fucking kicks, man. They would kill more than anybody. Those long, twiggy legs, dude. They're the worst to get hit with. Absolute worst for me. And this guy reminds me, like, he's long, twiggy. His legs are skinny as shit, but they're like whips, man. They whip them, and they hurt as fuck. So,
you know, my pro debut was a bigger height discrepancy than this fight.
Really?
I'm 5'7", and my opponent was 6'2", making flyweight.
Jesus Christ!
And I just blast the shit out of those legs because they're so skinny.
Yeah. But
You're hitting straight to the bone and muscle.
I'm going to say something about Hector Sosa that's important too here, because I did see it in the Soros fight. Maxon Lee has a bad habit of having a little bit of a wide stance, and Hector Sosa has nasty calf kicks to himself, bro. His calf kicks, you do not want to be kicked by him. He's literally knocked out people with calf kicks multiple times. So that's another thing that Maxon Lee has to watch out himself, is not to get calf kicked by Sosa, because Sosa does have nasty calf kicks. The one thing you said about Sosa that I hate is chin up. His chin is definitely up in exchanges, and he's been hurt before. Listen, he's been hurt before. He's been knocked out before. That knockout was in an exchange from a left hook against that Minison guy. Tipsiev guy landed many, many right hands on him he drops. He has a very bad habit of dropping his hand. It's always drop. He gets hit a lot. So I could see a knockout from Maxim Lee. I don't think, honestly, Sosa's grappling is very good. Everybody gets up against him. He sucks, to be honest. I know he's a brown belt. So is Maxim Lee. I just don't think Sosa has very good control at all. I've seen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not in this fight. Somebody will expose Maxim, but it's not this fight. I don't feel.
I kind of lean Maxim Lee, honestly, just because of the size. I think, the younger guy. Also, we have to mention this. Hetcher Sosa's dad died today. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
His dad literally died today on weigh-ins. It's insane.
Yeah, it's not the best headspace you want to be going into.
No,
even for the fact of questioning it.
A lot of people saying like he's gonna have more motivation, bro. But do you guys understand how his head is spinning right now? His dad passed away. I will say that he mentioned in an interview his dad was already on the cusp because he said he was in hospice. He was very terminally ill from cancer.
So he's already accepted it.
He's kind of accepted it. I will say that, but it happened today, which is just crazy. Like the day of the weigh-ins, it happened to him. So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's still going to be tough mentally. I mean, it's not going to be easy. But yeah, I think it's a good matchup, man. Sosa has a shit ton of experience in IMAF. Like a lot.
I do want to talk about that though. I was looking at a lot of his wins, right? And if you look at, so just purely on this fight, like I said, I think Sosa might be the better fighter, all said and done. I mean, he's had a lot of accomplishments. He's beat a lot of good guys, but also a lot of the guys he was beating is a complete different style. He's beating a lot of these short, small Russians. He's got a good sprawl. He's got very, he dinks and dunks. He sees everything in front of him, but it's all Russians. He's not fighting 6'1" brutal strikers with crazy calf kicks. It's just a complete different matchup. So yes, the experience is there, but how it's kind of hard to replicate a guy like Maxim Lee in the gym. They don't come around that often. We did at Fight Ready for some time. This is a deep cut. TJ Britton. We had TJ Britton for a couple days.
Who's that? Is that cool. Tommy Britton's brother?
No. This is legendary.
The GOAT, the legend of Fury FC, Tommy Britton?
No, TJ Britton. Is this the right name? He's the guy who was 6'2".
No, you know who Tommy Britton is.
Who's that?
The guy from Fury that got knocked out by he's like the taller black guy that got knocked out by who's that one guy that always fights on Fury? He's like a punching bag.
Which one? Which weight class?
Brick hands. It's called 6 and 15 brick hands. He fought Zachary Reese on Fury. He fought Jacoby Smith. Oh, Zach Borrego.
Oh, come on. Well, you're just disrespecting all my heroes today.
Listen, Zach Borrego knocked this guy out. What am I?
TJ Britton is not Tommy Britton. TJ Britton is a legend of the sport. We all need some respect, and for Borrego too.
Tommy Britton is a legend in Fury FC streets. An absolute legend. Anyways, it was a great show. 5 fights. We went through them all.
This was a fun show.
Yeah, it's going to be a good card tomorrow. Unlike, yes, I think there's 2 smash spots, but even in those smash spots, there's some I don't think this Iwu guy, this Polish guy, is absolutely awful, right? He's not I think the Hwang guy is absolutely awful. The problem for Iwu guy is he's facing an absolute Terminator. That guy reminds me, by the way, of RoboCop.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Right. All right, Brandon.
Well, now that Sarge in charge has retired, we need a new Team Lloyd Urban representative. Now that my girl Sarge is no more.
Oh boy. All right. Tell them where they can find your stuff. I did leave the link down below for his Patreon. Go ahead. Floor is yours.
Brandan Olivas on Instagram. I need to change it as Olivas BJJ on Twitter, on X. I'm tired, guys. I don't know about you. We were just talking about this. It's break week. We do a little bit of work this week, but I'm so glad that there's a little break.
Yeah, there's break this week. I mean, there's still some fighting and octagon and shit like that. I don't really tape those that much. I'm not too into the octagon and KSW streets, but yeah, I mean, I need a break too, man. It's there was boxing and there was, man, but one thing we didn't talk about is how did Mr. Crawford look? What a
amazing.
He's
God
got to
damn,
go
he's good.
down. He's got to go down as the best all time in the modern era. No doubt in my mind.
You know, I never thought he was like that good until I knew boxing. I was like, I think Sean Porter was beating his ass. And Sean Porter was beating his ass. But winners find ways to win all the time. And man, he looked sensational.
I always say this, Brandon. He is the best in-game or in-fight boxer of all time. He knows how to fucking like change things up. If things are not working, he is fucking so good mentally in there. Always thinking.
Yeah, it reminded me of the Lamont Roach and Gervonta Davis fight we just saw. First of all, that very slick, like clean style, but they were punching like with hate in their heart. He was trying to hurt Canelo the whole time, but the confidence to step up to a big power puncher like that, up a weight class, both of them.
Up one weight class, try up 2 weight classes.
Yeah. Unbelievable to me. I think that's, people are going to say it's a boring fight. I thought it was technically a beautiful fight. I can't wait to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah.
Just like I did Floyd and Canelo so many times over the years. And actually, sorry, we're coming up on, what year is this? The 24th anniversary of Bernard Hopkins and Felix Trinidad, right after 9/11. That's one of the coolest stories of all time, I think, because he was a plus 300 underdog in that fight against a guy who was all knockouts. They paid him $300,000 to put that fake tattoo on his back. He took all the money, bet it on himself, and beat the shit out of Felix Trinidad. USA, baby. What a cool moment.
Hopkins is a legend. I mean, come on. That guy fought at like, 50 years old, came back and won
50.
a title at 50. I mean, he's fucking insane.
He did that like a week after 9/11. So how fucking cool is that, Bernard Hopkins, at 36 years old?
I mean, he's a GOAT. He's a GOAT. All right, guys, you can find me on Twitter at NarcoCop. Please, on the way out, hit the like, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate all the love. Go over to Brandon's channel as well with Santino. Subscribe to their channel and all their videos. I won't see you this Friday. There's no show. There's no UFC. So I'm taking a week off. We'll be back next week. Dana White's Contender Series, week 7 next week, Brandon. Thank you again for joining. Good luck to everybody tomorrow. And let's cash those tickets for Dana White's Contender Series.